Hello, this is Mommy with my safari. Thank you for joining in. Thank you if this is the first time here. Thank you for subscribing. Please comment, like, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The handles are under. Thank you. Today is Friday, March 8th, the day that has been dedicated to celebrate women, International Women's Day. Is the significance of the day has been, if it was not for other women who either lost their lives, marched, um, walked thousands, hundreds and miles, days and years ago, we wouldn't be where we are. Me as a woman myself, I wouldn't be able to go to work and be able to choose how do I want to live, how I want to be socially, economically, and the other aspects of life as such as political arena. We have seen women run for presidency. Hillary Clinton, I remember I remember back to those years where I was just happy and to see that woman fighting and hopefully that she will win, just to signify that a woman can be a president in a Western country. The one of the powerful country in the world. Unfortunately, it didn't work. But anyway, until today, all we know is not that simple and it's not that easy to be a woman. Sometimes, especially in the work areas, I'm grateful I'm a nurse. So I do not have a lot of hurdles to fight. I work in majority women career where men are the one who are minority, but even that you see a lot of CEOs in the hospitals are men, and below that are women. But there is no such a thing as gender equality that we struggle. We have other struggles, but that's not. But as I hear, I read and have people who work in um, other aspects of careers. Their stories are completely different. And I think, to me, I believe that this mostly starts from home. How parents raise their kids. If the job, I mean, the child, in the house, the different skills, the things that kids are taught are there that boys don't wash dishes, girls clean, boys just rest. All that build these men. Remember growing up back home, one day my dad came home and found my uncle making ugali. And the ugali is this type of food like it is corn flour, and somehow we use the energy, especially if you make for many people. And it was like 4 or 5 men, and I was like, I am not going to make ugali for this many men. And so I asked my uncle to do it, and I remember my dad was so disturbed by that, and he was so mad at my uncle back then. He's like, why you let your uncle cook? And I was like, then they're not going to be able to eat because I'm not going to make that. But so imagine if for me, I was able to answer my dad that, because that's what I'm talking about, 90s. Can you imagine in 1970s, 80s, even today, there are some homes that men are freelancing. They don't have any role to play. Um, Back to the days, boys went to school, girls were not. So if you look in a real sense today, I can be in this platform. I can speak my opinion freely. I can post whatever I wish, and no one will ask that will question. Even if they question, there's nobody who can stop me. So imagine back to those days where women should not even answer men in public. I mean, whatever that you are termed, you live according to that. Those all these taboos. You can't do this. You can't do that. Until today, like they were speaking, this year they talk about inspire inclusion. That means girls, boys, they all have to be, men and women. Women want to be included. It's the time that we are celebrating inclusion instead of discrimination, biasness, stereotypes that girls cannot do this, women shouldn't do that, boys can do this, men can do that. And I mean, women are get to the point of be like, let me choose. I want to enlist in the military. Let me choose. I want to I want to endanger my life with whatever type of work that men can do. Let me make that decision, which I think is fabulous because you see now in like when I was growing up, that's when women were going to work in big number, and now you're looking at our children. A lot of girls now wants traditional. They want like they want I want to have children, stay home, take care of my kids, take care of my home. So it's like everybody is like, wait a minute, what happened? I thought every woman wanted to go to work. Why these women don't want to go to work? And then men now come and be like, no, 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 no. We want I want traditional wife who works. And everybody's like, I mean, you wonder, what do you mean you want traditional? You want everything a woman used to do back to the days, but at the same time, you want her to be doing. So all these roles that has been there that nobody were able to talk against have put women in a place that very difficult to arise. Most women have fought so hard. They go to the boardrooms, they are to roar, I will. So that is, and another thing is, um, even children. I mean, you see that some homes, when it comes to boys, like back home, there are some tribes, a lot of back to the days, boys are the one who inherited. So now imagine you are born in that home, you are raised, you are getting married. When you go to your husband, your children that you're going to give to that family are the one can inherit. You can't inherit in your own home where you're coming from. You can't inherit anything at your husband's home, because whatever that you get there, if you have all girls, unfortunately he dies, there is a high chance you're going to go back to your home and the family will take everything. If you have boys, then that is lucky you, but at the same time the inheritance goes to your sons, not to you. So in my own case, this is really hit home because I mean I am the oldest child, but I am so grateful in my safari of this life. I have never ever feel that sense of gender discrimination, and that is one thing I'm so grateful to my parents. I am so grateful to my parents because when I was growing up, there was no such a thing. I was always the oldest child. I was always given that respect until today. Even when I left home at very young young age, but still, if there is anything that needs to be done in the home that need our input as children, I will always be communicated to. My immediate brother has so much respect with me. He never make decisions unless he talk to me. Hey, this and this is going on at home. What are we doing? So in real sense, I have never been affected by gender discrimination. Actually, my brother learned how to cook at the age of 13 before I did. My brother was making my mom food. I was not even, I didn't even know how to do it. So I didn't have that. So for me, it's a world that I just hear from outside. And then I went to school that is all girls. So that too did not give me that a chance to feel it. And I think by the time I get out of there, I was already confident enough to say, no, you're not doing that. Because I don't even remember in what time I have ever come across something and I felt that this is issue because I'm a woman. I don't remember. So it just come maybe when you come to now relationships, people do the same thing that they were done at home when they were raised. Those boys, men who were raised in the home that girls don't have a voice, they cannot speak of anything that bothers them. When they get to the home, to their own home, is the same thing. A woman, wife cannot even give her input because it's just a woman. What do you know? You belong to the kitchen. Oh Lord. Anyway, so to me, I think this is I mean, I have a daughter as the first child, and it's amazing raising a daughter that I don't have to give her all these stories because I don't have recollection of them. And I have no limitations when it comes to raising her and tell her you can't do this, you cannot do this because you're a girl, you have to do this. No, 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 no. So that's the beauty of it. So this day today is a very, very good day. And for if you're watching here and you have struggled with being discriminated, you have struggled with being stereotyped according to the dress you have on, then this is who you are. According to how you make your hair, then this is who you are. If your face has beautiful full makeup, then that means you want this. I mean, all these stereotypes. If you dress certain way, you cannot be certain profession. Women are the one. You can find a man with sweatpants and a singlet in the store, and nobody will suspect if he's a medical doctor, a pilot, engineer, or businessman. They will just see him as a person. But if a woman walk in and she say, I'm a physician or I am a engineer, and she is categorically dressed as such and such stereotyped, then that woman is going to be seen like that. So it's very heartbreaking to see all these things, especially at this era. But at the same time, I think it's good to say the fact that the girls now, they really know where they are. They really know where they're standing. They know who they are. And collectively, even men kind of like know that. So it's a little bit easy because there is no way women will achieve any of these things if men are not going to be a part of it. It's like racism in America. You cannot black people will be able black people will be able to black people have been able to get to where they are not just by themselves. Must be other colors that will be able, especially white, even if it's 5 people out of 200, those 5 being included in there, it gives a strength to the movement. That's always what I believe. So inclusivity is very important. I mean, when you include everybody, then the subject become well managed and well successful if everybody is included. For example, feminism. Even feminism, there is no way feminism would be where it is if there were no men behind it, because all it says is gender equality, gender equality in places of work and blah blah blah. Even though people change it and become something totally is not. So to me, that's when I think this day symbolize that we have to aspire to include everyone in the movement so that the women can always feel protected, feel not discriminated, feel equal. And by saying protected, meaning that for those who see women as weak, then they shouldn't do that. Which means, because if you see someone weak, that means you can even put them in a situation they have to defend themselves. But if you see them as your equal, that means cannot even attempt to expose them to some things that they shouldn't be exposed to. And that today, I can wrap up here and say thank you very much for joining in, and please welcome back for the next video. Thank you. Ciao.